We'll talk about that crazy football team that loves to break our hearts. Tech lost to Duke this weekend. What happened in the game, and what's going to happen for the rest of the season? Where does Virginia Tech go from here?
Ugh. First of all, let's just say that right now.
Ugh.
That's the only good way to describe this game. But I think that, when you have a bye team as a football team, there's one of two ways it can go. You can get a lot of guys healthy, you can start feeling fresh, or it can knock you out of your rhythm, exactly like this bye week seems to have done for our poor Virginia Tech Hokies. They were all talking about how the bye week came at a great time for the offense, gave Logan a little bit of time to heal up, gave David Wang and his shoulder a little bit of time to heal up, Trey Edmonds, and instead the offense came out and delivered its worst performance since Alabama, possibly even more depressing considering the quality of the defense that they were facing. This is a Blue Devils defense that allowed Pittsburgh, a team that Virginia Tech just allowed 9 measly points to just run up and down the field against them, and they had a hard time getting to those 10 points. It was a struggle to get on the board, let alone hit double digits. And that is really depressing, especially in a game in which the Hokies outgained the Blue Devils by 189 yards, held onto the ball for 20 more minutes than Duke did, and had their third best rushing performance of the season. The difference, Logan Thomas, 4 interceptions. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good, and I think that you've pretty much summed up what happened in the game. So
yeah,
I'm gonna leave that one be.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I know it sounds a little silly because it doesn't feel like that anymore. But Jack Tyler said it and said it best, that every goal that they had going into the Duke game is still very much attainable. It doesn't even matter, let's say, if Miami beats Florida State this weekend. Let's just say craziness happens. Miami beats Florida State. It doesn't matter because if Virginia Tech wins out and beats Miami, which they would have to do to win out, then they're still going to the ACC championship game. So for me, it's disappointing mostly because you built so much momentum and you started to look like a semblance of a team that had an identity, and the offense just didn't do enough. What did we say last week? We said they're finally finding this identity, and the offense just needs to be mediocre. And it wasn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't even close, to be honest. And I've been one of the biggest Logan defenders time and time again because he's throwing to guys that are walk-ons, that are, all this. And the running game isn't good, and the offensive line isn't great either. But it's hard to continue to defend him when he's just missing passes and just not progressing through his reads, and his footwork is off. How is his footwork still off? He's been playing quarterback for 4 years now. It just, I have a hard time with it, but at the same time, like I said, it's still all in front of them, but they have a really, really hard game this weekend. I mean, BC is not a pushover.
Yeah. If anything, I thought this Boston College game would be the trap game.
We talked about that.
And
that was supposed to be the trap game.
And in a lot of ways, the Pitt game, I don't know, maybe it was the trap game. They were looking ahead to the trap game, so they lost the actual trap game. I don't know. I think that you're absolutely right when you say that all of their, goals, because we know this is a team that aims for ACC titles and not for national titles.
Okay, well,
a little snipe there for Frank
this year.
But in any case, we know this is a team that aims for ACC titles, and that is very much still attainable. I still think they can beat that Miami team.
I think they can,
the more
too.
I see of them, the less impressed I am. And when you consider that that's really the one truly difficult game left on the schedule, it certainly makes me feel more confident. Going off of that, what you were saying about Logan, though, I would say that if of all the bad games I've watched him play, and over the course of the 3 years he's had as a starter, I've seen a few. I think I'm out. I think I'm all the way out. I too have defended him in a lot of ways. He's had Brian Steinspring and Mike O'Kane holding him back. All the factors that you mentioned with the other players on offense. But you know what? I think I'm done. He was missing wide open men at least 4 different times, including on that final interception. Willie Byrne running free down the field. He tries to force the ball to Dimitri Knowles. It gets tipped, intercepted, and that's game. And that drives me crazy that he can't display that vision. Even with all the times we heard him talk about how Scott Loeffler's new offense was helping him go through his progressions, and he was getting to the 5th progression and hitting fullbacks in the flat. I don't buy it anymore. When he gets knocked a little bit around and gets that confidence knocked out of him, it seems to all just fall to pieces, and all he can do is run. He'll take off running, and he ran for 101 yards, but I think that was to the real detriment of the offense, and I'm sort of over it. Whether they win the ACC, whether they go to a BCS Bowl, I don't care. I'm out on Logan Thomas.
And here's the thing. The play that really summed up the whole game, and the one that really frustrates me, because if you miss a pass, you miss a pass. If you miss a read, it happens. Yeah. You're a college kid.
Yep.
They're not the NFL. This is not Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. How on earth, at the end of the first half, you throw moving this way to your right across the end zone when you are guaranteed a field goal to get it within or
to tie the game.
Tie it up.
To tie the game.
Excuse me. To tie it up at the time. How you make that throw? There is literally no way you can make that throw, and that's the one that really I look at that just you circle because it's a whole different game if it's 3-3 at half.
Yeah. And you just need to put that one in the stands or take a sack. Make Cody Journell hit a 20-some yard field goal. For all of his problems, he can still do that, I hope.